Do you think making lots of money is hard? Of course you do. You're a talentless fuck. But lucky for you, I think making money is easy. And in this video, I'm going to show you what you need to be selling to make money easy, because I don't want to intimidate you here. You need to know one thing about me. I too also am a talentless fuck, and I'm quite lazy. And so when I sell something, when I start a business, I want it to be easy. I want people to say yes to everything that I am selling. Therefore, I only sell one of these three things about to show you in this video. If you sell one of these three things, making money becomes easy because everybody says yes. You don't even have to be there. People come and find you. They give you money. They say yes without you even talking to them. It is like selling toilet paper at a Chipotle restaurant. Unfair, manipulative, and frankly, kind of funny. And I'm going to go so far to say that if you're trying to make money and you're selling anything else and you're running into difficulties or your business isn't growing as fast as you want it to, it's because you are not using one of these three methods right here to sell your product, and your product does not have this inside of what you're selling. I don't care if you're a beginner. I don't care if you're an experienced entrepreneur. If you wrap this into what you're doing, it's going to be so much fucking easier to make money because people are just going to give you lots more of it with a lot less resistance. So have I sold it up to you? You ready to get started? Okay, let's begin. Also, before we get started, super quick, subscribe. I give all my courses, all my old business lessons, how I run my advertising, how I do all my copywriting, how I do all my sales pitches and scripts. I give that to all my subscribers once a month in my community tab, but you must be subscribed to see it. So you should subscribe if you want those. It's free. It's like thousands of dollars worth of courses. Back when I used to sell courses. I don't do that anymore because I'm so fucking rich that I really just don't have to, which is why I'm going to give it all to you for free right now. So look, the key to making a lot of money is being able to sell a lot of what you're selling with very little resistance. If there's little resistance, people are going to give you more money for it with much less difficulty. I think we all get this very quickly. But the thing is, people don't think about this. They just think, what am I going to sell to the market? They don't think, how am I going to get my claws into somebody in a certain way that they cannot stop paying me money? And more so, how can I easily get the claws in there? And then finally, how can I make it almost irresistible for the person to let me get my claws in them? Make it just something that they prefer. They find everybody else out there selling a product and they come to me over everybody else. How do we do this? This is how you do it. So look, the reason why a lot of people have trouble selling is because what they're selling doesn't have a clear, defined ROI in the person's eyes that they're selling it. There is nothing that is countering the pain of buying. Whenever you sell someone to something, you ask them for $50, $100, $500, $5,000, $10,000, there is a pain that comes with selling or buying the product from you. And so you have to have something to alleviate this pain. You have to have something that is far more comfy than the pain. So for example, if I came up to you right now and I said, all right, I'm going to give you $100, but you have to pay me $50. You would do a double take. And you go, wait, what? You're going to give me double the money that I pay you? And you would say yes. And then the person will give you that 100 times. And so what you need to find instead is a situation where the pain, the $50 right here, is substantially less than the comfy that you're selling them, which is the $100 right here. Now, I know what you're thinking. Alex, if we go around giving people $100 bills for $50, how are we going to make money? Well, you're not going to make money like that, you stupid retard. And that's not what I'm going to propose you're going to do. What we need to do is we have to find a way that people view our product as $100 and view what they're paying us as the $50. If we can go and get this situation done right here, then we're going to make a lot of money because people say yes to comfy. And so I don't care what fucking sales pitch you're using. I don't care what strategy you're using. I don't care what your webinar script or sales process or anything is. If you don't have this situation in your pitch, it's going to be very hard to sell somebody. If I go up to you and I say, hey, give me $200 and I'll give you $100 back, or I'll give you some vague description, I won't give you something back that's defined clearly as money back, then you're not going to do it. You're just going to view it as a tax. You're going to view it as something that you don't want to buy, but you either have to. And so the only way you're going to be able to pitch at that point to somebody is you're going to have to force them to have to do it. It's like paying their damn electric bill or paying their damn car insurance. Like, you don't want to do that. Nobody wants to pay their car insurance, but they have to. If you want to sell a product like that, that's fine, but it's just fucking hard. And I don't like hard. So how do we make this easy? Well, there's three ways you have to go about doing this to make it extremely easy. So the first thing you need to understand to make this easier than finding a girl to swipe right on your short ass on Tinder, because we all know those are very rare. Don't worry, it won't be nearly as hard as that. The easiest way to make this easy is to sell breakage. So what is breakage? Now, look, If you want to sell e-commerce products or something where you go and like fix someone's skin or something like that, that's a whole different other game. We're having to like really sell stuff. I don't like doing that. I like to sell breakage to businesses. And if you can do this in people's normal day-to-day lives, B2C, you can also do it as well. What is breakage? So for example, if you go to a doctor's office, and this is just one of a billion different examples, don't think you have to do this in doctor's offices, but if you go to a doctor's office and let's just say they have their phone line, and this is a picture of a phone, okay? It has that's a phone. All right. And let's say that they get 20 calls a day. Okay. And between the hours of 5 p.m. and 8 a.m., they're just losing all these calls and they're just going to a voicemail and no one's following up with them. Well, let's imagine if we go and like make a little AI that actually responds and does all the chatting and everything for them and then books the appointment later that week right there. Just a simple situation right here. Let's imagine if they're getting 20 calls a day and there's 5 calls a day coming in between these hours right here. This has the potential to increase their business by 25% if we just get these people booked as well. So let's imagine their business is doing 100,000 a month without this, and they're able to increase it by 25%. Now they're making 125K per month. What we just fixed right there, what we just found was breakage. This little system, this little problem right here between these hours of 5 to 8 a.m. was causing a huge breakage in their business. It was causing a leak in their bucket. By us fixing it, we increased their revenue by 25,000. Now we can easily bill them 10 to 20% of that. So let's imagine we go and bill 10% of that. Okay, we have a $2,500 per month service right here if we're selling this. We could even automate, make it super easy, have a software that does it, for example. That's the type of businesses I build. And we could bill around 5% of what we're making them. So we bill them almost $1,000 per month. And we don't even have to do anything. They just show up, they sign up, they get this result right here, which is what I like to sell. If you're a newcomer in business, you want to sell the services where you manually go and do this, and maybe you build a custom solution for them using AI or some type of AI agent assistant or something like that. If you're experienced in business, you want to build automation so you can scale. It's pretty easy to get a business like this one to 100, 200K a month, but then it becomes hard because you're doing a lot of manual labor. The way you get to a million, multiple millions of dollars a month like I am is you have to build a business like this. Regardless, what you want to first look for is you want to find breakage, because if you look at all my pitches for my best products, for example, my software company, Hyros, editors show the website right now. It's very pretty. Look at that design. Oh! What we do for companies is, let's imagine they are spending 500K a month to get $1 million return in ads. What happens when people plug Hyros in, and the reason why our company has grown so fast is because essentially we connect in people's ads and we eliminate about 10% of waste in the ad account, and we increase the ad efficiency by another 10%, which usually results in people growing their ads by about 15 to 20% when they come on. So the result of that right there is them making an extra 100K a month, at least from their ads. We can easily then go and bill them 5K a month. No problem. We can even just get them to pay up front. The pitch is basically like, hey, do you want to make an extra 100K a month? Yeah. Okay. Well, you pay us 5K a month. We'll do that for you. And if it doesn't do that, we won't bill you. So we basically just guarantee the free money. That is why the pitch is so damn easy at Hyros, because we can just virtually guarantee it. And with most services in B2B, you just find the breakage in the business. Hyros was a fantastic example of where breakage is in people's ad tracking, because people don't track their ads correctly, and ad platforms can't all track it correctly because they all crisscross across each other. We found that breakage, pow, business grow. With the business by normal SaaS valuations being worth multi-9 figures. Now, next thing you should be selling. And by the way, all these lessons, they all overlap on top of each other. So if you can combine them all together, you have something even more special. So next thing you should be selling is what I like to call stealth fish hooks. All right, so what is this? So what we want to sell is something where people inadvertently put the hook in their mouth without knowing it, and they don't realize the hook is deep in there and they have to leave it in until it's too late. So what do I mean by this? So let me give you an example of what we sell at Hyros in our air product and how it's a perfect stealth fish hook. Now, I realize I'm talking about Hyros a lot here. Don't worry about that. I'm not pushing you to buy Hyros or anything right here. I'm just showing you how I design my businesses and showing you one of my most successful businesses and how I designed it. It's probably the best example. If you don't want to buy Hyros or anything, that's completely fine. I'm not here to pitch you. I'm just going to give you all this content for free so that you like me. When your business does grow, you'll probably use one of my softwares in the future. So what is a stealth fish hook? Well, a really good example of this before I talk about my business is just going to be Stripe. All right. People go and set up Stripe, the good old payment processor, and you go and set it up and it's free at first. And you just go on, oh, okay, not so bad. This isn't so bad. And then people go and they start making, 10K a month, 100K a month. And then they check the bill and realize they're paying these motherfuckers $3,000 to $5,000 per month to run credit cards. Well, what do you do at this point? Nothing, because you need them to make that 100K a month right here. They put a stealth fish hook in your mouth, and now it's locked in there. And suddenly, as your business grows, Stripe becomes one of your largest bills that you get every single month, and you never even saw it coming. Okay, so I'm not saying they're scamming anybody or stuff like that. Like you need what Stripe does, but again, like this is an example of stealth fish hook. So, for example, what you want to do is you want to sell something that is free up first and starts delivering results before they're ever built. So the way I designed one of our products at Hyros Air, which is basically, it's an AI agent people put on their site. It detects the returning customers and our anonymous visitors and then runs AI marketing to them that almost every single time on average increases the business by 3, 5%, or some cases 10%. It's actually pretty fucking nutty. But the reason why Air is so cool and very similar to Stripe is because we let people come and set up for free. They can come on and they can start generating money with it free. And so what's going to happen is a person comes on the Air, they come in there, let's say they have 100,000 per month business. Air is clearly going to start generating them on pace to be making an extra 5 to 7K per month. And then once they start seeing this money coming in, that's when Air starts billing them about 5% of what it's generating them. And all they see now is 5 to 7K per month coming in. They don't even mind this bill right here. And so what we got them to do, and I want to emphasize that the core of all these things I'm doing is providing value to the customer. It's not like we're like tricking people into giving us money and in a extractive situation where now they're suddenly stuck paying us money and not getting a return. What we aim to do, or how you should design your business, is if it's automated, you try to get about 5 to 10% of the value you bring. If it's a service or manual labor, you should aim to get about 20% of the value you bring. AKA the customer is always winning in the end. If you have a business where the customer loses in the end or is unhappy, it's not going to fucking work. I don't think I need to explain that, but a lot of people build businesses where it's like, yeah, fuck my customers, and they wonder why their business doesn't grow. Anyways, people slap Air on their site. They put that stealth fish hook in. It's so easy for them to jump into. And if you can remove the resistance, for example, if like it's a Shopify store, they click one click, the thing's on their site, they check back later, they're making free money. Then we build them some of that free money. This is how you want to structure your products. If you can ever get people try it for free and start making money, and then once they are making the money or they are making the growth of the results they're wanting, then you start billing them. That hook is in there and they're never going to leave. And then you have a subscription, it goes on forever, which is the best type of business to run. So that is a stealth fish hook. Now, finally, if you apply this last lesson, this is how you get sales so easy that it's easy. I'm done making fucking metaphors, all right? You guys get the jokes, all right? I've hooked you enough. So look, the way to make sure people buy what you're selling and you attract customers effortlessly is you need to sell custom fits. So what do I mean by this? If you were running ads for businesses and you just run ads for all businesses, you're going to have a really hard time selling to a doctor. So you call up a doctor's office and let's say you call up a doctor who specializes in noses. Okay, you call up the nose doctor and you say, hey, like, let me run your ads. Just give me some money per month. He's probably going to say no. But if you make your website all about ads for nose doctors, you have an extensive testimonial board of other nose doctors. If your business name is Nose Doctor Dude, the creativity has plummeted as these videos go deeper on. Look, if your business name is Nose Doctor Ad Dude, he's going to be much more inclined to give you the money. Okay, especially if you find breakage and you're selling them a $100 bill for $20 and you're selling a stealth fish hook where they don't even have to pay money up front. You get that hook in there and you're specifically custom optimized for the nose guy. See, the best way to start up a business, for example, if you look at Klaviyo, when Klaviyo launched its email sending services, I know this very well because I had an email sending company at the time and Klaviyo fucked us up and they beat us by using this strategy. MailChimp and everything, all the email centers that you've already probably aware of, they were dominating the market. Everything was commoditized. There was no way to get an edge in the marketplace because they were already selling everything for like $2. It was ridiculous. What Klaviyo did is they made their email software only for Shopify users, basically. And by doing this, they gained not the entire email market. They didn't get much of that at all, but they got the entire Shopify market and started managing the emails for almost every single Shopify store. What happened is that built them I think now like a $5 billion company. And that allowed them to get the edge in. And so what you want to do on top of the things I just talked about right here is not just selling the breakage, selling the stealth fish hook, go and make your business specifically for types of other businesses. See, the way a market is going to work is, let's imagine this is the entire market for people that run ads for businesses or something like that. What you want to do is you want to find the tiniest sliver of the market it's not really being marketed to, and you just want to market just to that. Because a lot of times these parts of the market are just not being marketed to. They're having to go with generalist. All right. And so most of the market is going to be generalists who do everything. And these generalists are not going to have the ability to service this tiny part of the market like you can. So again, if you're doing it for a nose doctor, if you have all your ads optimized for nose doctors, you have custom audiences in Facebook and Google and everything based around people that need nose jobs or whatever. You have proven landing pages, templates that work for nose doctors. You have follow-up processes. You have everything in your business is optimized for these motherfuckers. No one can provide a service that works as well for nose doctors as you can. Thus, you will fucking dominate the market. Now, is this going to make you a billionaire? No, because you're not dominating the entire market. But can it make you a millionaire or multimillionaire? Fuck yes, it can. So, in conclusion, what you want to do is you combine those three things together, and that is going to make making money easy. Because what a lot of people try to do is they sell products that don't fit the criteria that I just mentioned, and then they try and overcome it by using all sorts of sales tactics and techniques. For example, if you look at the make money online niche, how many people are selling similar make money online niches? You'll probably see 15 commercials like that as you watch this ad. They're all selling the same exact thing, so it's not attractive to you at all. They're breaking all these principles. If a person is selling you like a make money online course, the ads you're probably going to see right after this video, they're selling something that doesn't have that clear money back to you. It's not a $20 bill for $100. There's no stealth fish hook. You have to eat a ton of shit to get in the door, and it's not specifically optimized to you or different, so it's not even attractive to you. And they're trying to overcome all this with some elite levels of sales. So for example, if you look at my business, Hyros, like our ads are pretty plain Jane. If you look at our site, like I'm not using a lot of internet marketing sales tactics. Like I know all the fucking things. I could get you to buy thin air if I wanted to, but I don't, because it's a pain in the fucking ass to get you to just buy thin air. I'd rather just sell you something or sell a business something where I don't have to try. I can get on the phone and literally be like, hey, it's $100 for $20. You're a retard if you don't buy this. And they're like, yeah, I agree. I'm going to buy that. That is the sales situation I want, and that's what allows me to easily scale. So when you're doing your businesses, and if you're having trouble making money, think about why your product is so fucking hard to sell, and not how you can sell more of it by being all sales smart and stuff like that. Read less sales books, make a better targeted product. The end. Now, if you want to learn how to do sales, you want to learn how to do it, guess what? I have my special $5,000 secret mastermind. I'm just kidding. It's all on this channel. I have videos that are linked right below this video on how to get from your first 0 to 100K a year, 100K to $1 million a year, $1 million to $10 million per year. And there's all sorts of other videos on all my sales tactics. On top of that, if you subscribe, I link to all my other courses where I go through all my, you want to see how to sell thin air. I go through all my courses where I talk about how to sell, how to run ads, how to get people to your site, how to design the pages, what to sell them, how to do all the crazy pitches. It's all there. But I only drop it in my community tab once a month. So you've got to be subscribed because only subscribers see those posts. So you should subscribe and then watch the other videos because they're all free and they tell you how to do all the shit I just talked about step by step. Okay, bye.